start. We'll call the meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, public input. Susan?
I am here to make a request. We all love the townhouse, and the Heritage Commission has been working a long time, very hard, with limited resources to do a great job, and they have. I would like to see I know that they've put on the list to do something about the acoustics in the room. And I would very much like to see that issue go to the top of the list. It's just awful. The noise level, people start raising their voices until everyone face to face is screaming at each other in order to be heard. And I would love to have that issue addressed. I know a resident of town who has hearing problems, who no longer attends any functions in the townhouse because she just can't hear. And I know someone else in town, a full-time resident, who told me that it's not just the people who have hearing problems who really can't tolerate the noise in that room. It's people who are autistic, people with ADHD. And this particular person who told me about this said that this person arrives when only necessary to attend a function in the townhouse at the very last minute and leaves at the very first minute because this person just can't tolerate it. And my hearing's fine, but I don't like screaming at anyone, and I don't like being screamed at either. So I'm hopeful that the Selectmen will elevate this issue. I know another person, you probably all know her, she's a long-time resident of this town, and when we spoke about this issue, she joked that it's been an issue since she was in grade school here in town. So that's it. That's all I'm here for, is to just plead with you. Please raise this issue to the top of the list.
I can tell you, as you stated, it is on their radar screen. Right? They know that it's got to be done. And we'll certainly carry that message forward to the committee, to the commission, and ask them to elevate that.
Thank you.
Because it's a painful situation for a lot of people, a lot of different reasons, and we'll see if we can usher it along.
Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Joanne, you have? I mean, Jan,
Yeah,
sorry. I'm doing that again. I did that a couple weeks ago.
This is just about the community bulletin board has been put up right next to the Little Free Library. It was Nick Laganas, who is a resident of Brookfield. His construction company, he donated the time and the materials, the labor. So anyone can post on that. We have a little clips at the top, so if you have a home-based business and you want to put your business card, you can do that. So anyone can post. I am monitoring, so when events have expired or have ended, like the coffee next week, or this week on Saturday, I'll pull that down, but I just want to make you aware of that.
Okay, thank you. Anybody got anything else?
Hey, my name's Sam Little. I live on Lyford Road and was here today to ask for the help of the board. If I could just provide a little background into the issue. A week ago or so, it was a hot day and took my family to Lake Wentworth only to see that there was a bacterial advisory. So we went to Lovell Lake and there was a bacterial advisory there as well. So as we've done for the 11 years that we've lived here, we then swung by Kingswood Lake and accessed on Kate's Road, the state-owned lot, to jump in. And we were confronted by a couple of very angry, I don't know if they were property owners, but people who claimed to live in the piece of property that abuts the state lot. It was jarring. My children were there. They were, belligerent is a pretty good word. I have it on video. because I didn't know what else to do. But this man was in my face and just yelling at me to leave. My car wasn't on the road. It was completely on the lot. I was asking him to talk to like a grown-up, if he could go home and give me a phone call or give you my name, my number, or if you wanted to call the police. And I just didn't know how else to address it outside of to plead my case and just ask him to leave us alone. And again, it was so just jarring that I had it on video. So in any case, what I'm asking for you guys is if we could maybe somehow a sign or something that just labels that lot as property of the state of New Hampshire. If I were able to show you the video, you would see that, you know, I wasn't afraid. It was an elderly gentleman, maybe well into his 70s or 80s. It had a couple drinks, obviously. It was slurring his speech. It didn't really frighten me, but I'm worried about other people. I'm worried about younger people, my children ride their bikes down there and jump into the lake from time to time. And I would just like some type of recourse that the citizens would have to just point, you know, to a sign that says, actually, you know, this is owned by the state. Go take it up with whoever you want to take it up with. Something like that. I know we've discussed this in terms of access to it. I know we've had these conversations going back 5-6 years. So what I'm asking is just, I think, a non-controversial, just acknowledgement that that lot is owned by the state of New Hampshire.
Theoretically, you never get to that lot to see the sign. That's a private road, and it's labeled as such. It's right at the very entrance to that road.
Do you know what a prescriptive easement is?
Pardon?
Do you know what a prescriptive easement is in real estate law?
No.
You know. Does any of the board know what a prescriptive easement is?
Yes.
So there's a prescriptive easement on that road. It's been the state of New Hampshire took ownership of that property in 1967. So again, I have friends that have pictures of their children swimming on that lot in the 1980s. That's going back. I'm not here to debate what prescriptive easements are, nor am I here to debate access or ownership. What all I'm asking for the board is if we could in some way put some type of a moniker that denotes the property owner of that lot. If it was too financially prohibitive for the town, I would take it on myself to conduct a fundraiser. If the board would just even endorse a letter that I would write to the state and have the state take care of it, I'd be more than happy to do that as well. I understand, as I said before, that there are very high tensions and tempers around this issue, especially for the people who own the properties next to that. I understand that. I'm not here to debate easements. I'm not here to debate access. I'm just here to ask the board if we could put something up that let the public know who owns that lot. That's what I'm here for.
You want to add anything?
Well, I know the road has been closed every 20 years since the 1930s and recorded.
Are there other ways to access that lot besides the road?
Through the woods. Through the woods.
Through the woods, exactly. You were the only one that said you knew what a prescriptive easement was. And despite my fact that I'm not here to debate that, that's not what I'm asking. Right? I will tell you that through the woods is a more hard sell for a case towards a prescriptive easement. I have ridden my bike through the woods to access that lot. I have pictures and video going back 10 or 12 years. So again, I can see that this is a case for lawyers that would argue easements and things like that, not for the select board. All I'm asking is if we could, in some way, put some type of a denotation of who owns that piece of property, just in case anybody were ever to find themselves in the same situation that I was in, so they could tell a disgruntled, maybe intoxicated landowner that they didn't have the right to tell them to leave that piece of land. That's all I'm asking the board for. Because if you're on the state's land, a property abutter couldn't tell you to leave legally.
Let me ask a question, and I'm not really sure. I think, Rich, I'm going to have to ask you, as maybe a subject matter expert. But if somebody is standing in the road looking at that piece of lot, that gentleman that you're referring to would have the right to ask you to leave. Is that not true?
Well, anybody has the right to ask anybody anything.
Would you please let the question be answered?
Oh, certainly. That's a no-brainer.
The road is owned completely by that gentleman down there. The road goes over his property completely.
So he would have the right to ask that person to leave?
Or not use my road.
It would be on his deed. that the other people who lived further down that road would have an easement. That's not a prescriptive easement, that's called a legal easement. That would be on the deed to the property owner that you were mentioning. Because all of the other people who own property further down that road would never be able to be told that they couldn't access their property by someone whose property that road crosses. You understand that, that's the whole purpose of easements anyways. That's not a prescriptive easement, that's illegal. And we can find that, that's public information, I'm sure on his deed it says that there's access. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just asking if we could, as a board, find the funds or endorse the funds from a member of the town to just denote who owns that piece of property.
Which one?
The property that's owned by the state.
There's several of them down there.
The one that's, you know which one I'm talking about, but town lot number 11, the ID number 323, map sheet 17, that one.
Which map number?
17.
Map sheet 17,
Yeah.
lot number 11, town ID number 323.
Okay.
It's a 0.3 acre parcel. It's owned by the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services Dam Division. And I'll add this to the record, just in case you guys don't know that. In 2020, the state of New Hampshire published, the Department of Environmental Services and the Dam Bureau specifically, they published, based on RSA 271, that required the state to publish a list of all of the public waterways in the state. So RSA 270-20 required the state to publish a list of all of the publicly accessible waterways in New Hampshire. As part of that, they did, and you can find it on their website, and Kingswood Lake is listed on that document as a publicly accessible lake. And further, there are RSAs, 5 of them, that denote what public access means. Kingswood Lake checks the box to all 5. There are other public access bodies of water in New Hampshire that only have 3. So we can, again, debate whether there's access and easements, and I'm not here to take your time to do that. It's an issue for lawyers. And I would also just notice, again, the demeanor of the two of you kind of lets me know what you're already thinking, but I'm just asking on behalf of the people. If we could find the funds or endorse some way to just label that piece of property as state of New Hampshire.
All right, so you've asked a couple of times if we can put a sign up on the state property. We're not in the business of putting signs up on your property, or his property, or her property. So we're not in the business of putting signs up on other people's property.
Who owns the Ellis Hatch Wildlife Area?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Who owns the Ellis Hatch Wildlife Area? State of New Hampshire, right? And there's a sign on the Ellis Hatch Wildlife Management Area denoting that it's owned by the state of New Hampshire. So we've done, there is precedent.
So what town is the Ellis Hatch in?
Brookfield.
Okay. And
Can I just
Brookfield,
real quick, can I just ask for your name?
Brookfield.
What is your name, sir?
Will you let me answer the question or else?
I'm just asking your name, because you're the chair of the board, right?
Yes.
And you didn't know what town that's in?
I didn't say I didn't know. I asked you where it was. The town of Brookfield did not put that sign up on the Ellis Hatch.
Wildlife Management Area, right? The state of New Hampshire did. So what I'm saying.
So, which is
My second question was if the board would endorse a letter that I wrote saying that, yes, we would like this to happen. This is all I'm asking, right? And again, I can understand that very clearly that you wouldn't like to see that. I understand that. But our job, again, openness in the conduct of public business, is to let other people know where our selectmen stand on a very simple request so that children don't... Would you like to see the video of what this man did in front of my children? Anybody? Right, so I, as a concerned citizen, am asking the board to try to give some recourse to the people that ultimately might find themselves in that situation. That's all. We would just like to hear what you have to say about it.
Okay, you got anything else that you'd like to add?
No?
Okay, well, thank you for your input. I appreciate it.
I have one more thing I'd like to add. Can I just see a quick show of hands? The 3 of you who would be open to endorsing the idea?
We would have to discuss it first, and we're in the public comment section
Right.
of the meeting.
Wonderful.
We're listening to public
Is it
comments.
okay that I asked that question, sir?
Pardon?
Was it okay that I asked that
Yeah,
question?
You have the right to ask whatever you
Beautiful.
want.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Do you have anything else to add?
No?
Thank you. All right, anybody else have anything?
Steve Patrick, 411 Wentworth Road. I'm just curious, based on this, where does the town stand on trying to acquire that piece of land, or obtaining that, I guess is the best word?
We have someone over here that is willing to address that.
Okay.
The state of New Hampshire will not deed that over to Brookfield. That particular piece of property is held in case they have to do any construction on the dam that's existing there. So they will keep that permanently so that they can, bring in heavy equipment and leave it on that property. I just found out of this day before yesterday.
Okay.
Since you seem to know, if you don't mind, I ask you a question? If the state of New Hampshire has to bring heavy
Excuse me.
equipment-
Address your question.
Oh, I'm sorry, may I ask our expert a question, please?
Go ahead.
If the state of New Hampshire hypothetically had to bring heavy equipment over to do something to the lake, whose road would they use? Would they go through the woods?
No, they have access to that road, but it's not set up for public access.
So if how about if they contracted with a, let's say, a private, tree cutting service? How would the tree cutting service get access to that lot?
If they were employees of the state of New Hampshire, they would be allowed to drive down Kate's Lane.
How about if it was Bartlett's tree service?
If they were doing it for the state of New Hampshire, they would be under their guides.
I believe,
Can
correct
I-
me if I'm wrong,
In 2020, there was a warrant article, and we asked the town if they wanted to spend money to acquire access on Kate's Lane. And the vote was 54 against, I believe, and 14 for. So the town said to the selectmen at that point, we're not supporting you guys spending any money to acquire an easement on that road.
I remember.
Okay. And that was a signal that we had.
okay, any other questions, comments? All right, thank you very much. All right, move on to old business. We have an item here for a non-public session. All right, we have an item for non-public session. I'm going to move that out to later in the meeting. We'll do that after we finish the wetlands permit on the backside.
Meeting minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, our meeting minutes. I skipped right by that. Okay, we have 4 sets of meeting minutes. 2 public and 2 non-public. The 2 public sessions are dated July 7th, 2025 and July 15th, 2025. And the non-public is dated July 29th. We have 2 sessions on July 29th. They're both dated the same.
So you had a public portion to go into non-public
Yep.
on the 29th. So
Yep.
there's 2 sets of minutes for the 29th. And then you had the public meeting on the 15th and a non-public session.
The dates are confusing me. Oh, here we go. All right, I got it now. Okay, so we've got actually then 5.
Yes, 5 total.
Okay. We have a public and non-public on July 7th, a public on July 15th, and we have a public and non-public on July 29th. We've gone through the notes. I didn't have any questions, concerns. Rich,
I made one change, Lisa, it's in there.
Yes.
Austin?
Nope, no concerns.
Okay, having no comments, I'll accept the motion to accept all 5 sets of notes.
I will make a motion that we approve the minutes from 7/7/25, the non-public from 7/7/25, the regular from 7/15/25, and the non-public from 7/29/25.
And the public.
And the
on
public from 7/29/25.
No second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries. All 5-6 meeting minutes are approved. Okay, let's move on to new business. Wakefield Police Department has asked us to sign off on a new officer by the name of Thomas McNulty. He's filled a vacancy in the town of Brookfield, and this will allow him to patrol, he filled a vacancy in the town of Wakefield. This will allow him to patrol in the town of Brookfield. So I'll make a motion, we approve the Wakefield Police Department request for Thomas McNulty to patrol in Brookfield.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, a reminder for everybody, there is a town coffee Saturday, August 9th, 8 to 10, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty sure, 8 to 10. The selectmen will be there. We'll address any comments, concerns. We welcome the public to attend. It's kind of a meet and greet.
But it's not a meeting.
It's not a meeting. Okay, next item is warrant article 5, elderly exemptions. We talked about this and the fact that DRA didn't accept what we put forth, but I don't think we've assigned anybody any action to do anything with this. So let's...
Well, there's nothing we can do now, we have to write a new warrant article.
Right, but we don't have one ready to go yet.
And the situation was, this was the elderly exemption, and there are 3 bands for exemption levels. And the way we wrote the exemption, the warrant article, we only gave relief to the lowest level, the 65 to 70 level. The upper 2 levels, we did not get the relief that we intended. So we're going to have to rework the warrant article this coming year. In the meantime, I would suggest there is only one individual that's in an upper band today. I suggest that we write an abatement for that individual at tax time, give her a cover letter telling her why we're doing it, because the intent was to give her relief. The warrant article wasn't drafted correctly. So we have some work to do in December, and we have to draft a new warrant article.
Okay, let's put this out to the second meeting in October, and we'll put together a new warrant article and discuss the abatement. Okay, next item. FEMA flood insurance map update. Were there any questions on that? We talked about this a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. That FEMA was going to post information, I think, as of July 16th, there was going to be a 60-day period for comment. As far as I know, no one has expressed anything to the board as far as any concerns with it. But the information is on the website, the town website. If you have any questions, you can go to that, tap into the link, and you can provide comments directly to the concern that FEMA has. Next item is the IT web administrator candidate. I believe, Jen, I'm going to ask you to talk to this. So we haven't had any responses to the posting that we put on the web. But I think, Jan, you've spoken to someone that may be interested.
There is a guy at the Wolfboro Library. He's retired. He works there 2.5 days a week, so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings, and then all day Tuesday. He helps the staff. He helps patrons with any kind of IT issue, iPhones, software, help me learn how to do Excel or PowerPoint or whatever. So I had heard from the librarians that he's great. And so I called the library, spoke with him, and he told me, I told him that we had a position that is just a part-time. And because he's retired, he talked with his family, and he said, you know, I'd be willing to come over and talk with the selectmen if you want me to. And I can explain what my expertise is. He's not certified in any kind of software or hardware, but he would charge $25 an hour. I told him it was probably 10 to 12, maybe 15 hours max a month. And the way he works is if he can't solve the issue, he doesn't charge for it. He would prefer not to have a specific day, but he'd just be contacted, you know, we need you to come in and do some training for us, we need you to come in and do whatever. I don't know what his expertise is around websites. I told him if he wanted to go onto the web and look at the job description, but he's the only candidate that I've heard of, so I throw that out there to you. And I think you had another thought that there was someone else possibly in town.
I did poke that, and I got no response on it,
Okay.
so I think that's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah. At minimum, he might be a bridge for, let's say, the next, say, 6 months or something, or, you know, 4 months, try and see. But I have not met him personally. I've just heard good reviews. So if you're interested, I can connect him with you.
My thought on it is, I think it's worth the time to bring him in and talk to him.
Yeah.
And find out what he can offer, how he wants to structure it. I mean, I think there is even a possibility that we could do a contractual agreement to just pay him X number of dollars a period of time. Your
I think it's
thoughts?
fine. I think we should meet with him, see what he has to offer.
Okay.
He sounds like he's got the right skill set.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Have him, if you would, have him contact me and
Okay. Perfect.
it's really, or have him contact me directly. You got my contact.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Yep.
All right, and I'll set something up with Leah so we can bring him in and talk to him
Terrific. Okay.
and then make a decision from there. Thank you, Jen. Okay, next item, PA 28. Okay, Rod Wood has provided a form that the state requires, asking us if we will or will not use PA 28 Form 2026. And we do not use that, we have not used it in the past, to the best of my knowledge. And Rob's recommendation is that we will not be using this. So he's asking us as selectmen to sign off on that so that he can send it into the state. I don't have any problem with
You know, it's the old head tax for the people that have been here a while. We used to pay $10. Every person paid $10.
When you register your car, you pay it there.
So, yeah, we haven't done that for years.
No.
it. Okay. Any questions or concerns?
Nope.
Okay, I will sign off, all three of us. I'll make it a motion, then we sign off on the PA 28 Form 1020, or 2026, to not use it.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, let's go through the departments. Let's see what we got here. Website selections at the top of the list, Jan, if you want to.
Okay. So last time, Rich, you raised two issues about the calendar and about stabilizing the website between November and January. The calendar, Leah has done some investigating. Until we make the migration to Civic Plus new platform, we cannot change the way the calendar is set up. Okay.
My concern was that in the new package, we deal with calendars in a more efficient way.
Okay,
I know we can't deal with what we have today.
Okay. I thought it'd be a simple solve because...
We've looked at it.
Okay, so That's for the new, and we have that in the RFP. And stabilizing, according to Civic Plus, we need to make that migration as soon as possible. And so the website committee will be looking at that on Thursday evening as we talk through doing that. The reason we will probably end up having to do that is because we won't have answers back on RFPs and have a sense of what the timing is. So Civic Plus says they will do that migration and the training and the implementation for no cost, extra cost. But I asked her to put that in writing and give us an agreement so that we have that. And then I get a sense that they are really trying to put a competitive proposal together. They were a little surprised that we went out for an RFP, but again, it's been 14 years, so we should be looking at that. We also were able to get statistics for the last 2 years, so we're in the process of looking through and seeing what those stats mean. And I think I've already provided you, there are some examples of what their new central starter platform looks like. Carroll County has it, a few small towns in New Hampshire, but she said that most of the towns have not made this transition yet. They're still trying to figure out what they're going to do with it. So
if I understand, and I realize that the subcommittee is going to evaluate this further on Thursday.
yes,
The way I understand it is they want to do the migration for stability of the existing platform
correct.
so that we don't run into the issues that you were talking about during a transition in November, December, and January. So they're saying the sooner you get on the new platform, the better. And
It'll be stabilized.
there's no fee for doing just this part of the migration.
For this part, but if we decide to go with them beginning, December, well, I don't know what the contract terms will be yet. The price would go up to the initial quote. that you were given, 4,300, so. Yeah.
And that may be,
That may
it
be
may be
changing.
different because they're reconsidering or they're reevaluating and reassessing
Correct,
the, per the RFP.
correct.
Okay. So this would be a temporary fix to upgrade us to a more current, more stable platform, and then more to follow later on.
Right. I was going to say, 5 out of the 7 vendors have reached out and said they're working on the RFP. 2 we've heard nothing from, so I'm not going to chase them. But we have, I think we'll have a good selection of options.
Any questions for him? Okay, thank you for that, and looking forward to the meeting on Thursday.
Great.
All right, Conservation Commission, the meeting that they have on the first Wednesday has been moved to the second Wednesday, so they'll meet on the 13th. Jan, you got anything on Gaffney?
Yeah, this Saturday from 12 to 2 is the 100th anniversary party, so anyone who wants to come to that birthday party, pizza, cake, ice cream, you're welcome to join us. The new August program is out. I just want to call out one thing. There's a Skywatch event that's being hosted by the New Hampshire Astronomical Society, and it will be at the Wakefield baseball field on August 26th at 8 p.m. So I think that it's going to be a great program. And that is it for the Gaffney.
Okay. Anything else?
Heritage?
Pardon?
Heritage?
Heritage, yep.
Okay. The Kingswood Lake Association has given me a check for $250 for the townhouse. So I wanted to give this to you so you can accept it, and then to Joanne so you can deposit.
You have to make a motion to. Do you know what fund they want this into, or it wasn't clear?
It wasn't clear. It was not made clear.
It revolved around the acoustics conversation, but not to be earmarked specifically for acoustics, but to be used for the townhouse versus a program, let's say, right?
Correct.
to be deposited in the trust fund?
We have like 3 accounts.
No, I think Joanne manages those accounts. I've never had
I
this
do,
check.
yeah, I do, I just don't know where they want me to put
In
them.
order for me to make a motion, I gotta know what
Yeah, I know.
fund I'm gonna put it in.
What is the option?
Acoustics.
That's not one of the 3.
Right, so I
You're in
think they said
town
not the
restoration.
event, not the event
Not the events.
checkbook. So not the little one that Mary,
The one we use for the
They
ice cream
wanted it-
socials and the breakfast.
exactly, they
Don't-
wanted it for projects.
Okay, so I'll put it in the investment account.
In the investment account?
Yeah,
And we can always withdraw it, but it'll be in there. I'll put it in there.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the $250 check from the Kingswood Lake Association and deposit it into the
Heritage investment account.
Heritage Investment Account.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion?
Is that where they wanted it to go? The Heritage account is...
They have 3.
That rolls over, is that,
It rolls over.
fine, put it in there, put it in there.
yeah, because they can always pull out.
Yep, put it in there. Fine,
Yeah,
fine.
and I think we take into account the discussion, yeah, so.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It'll cost more than.
I'm sorry.
Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, anything else, Jan?
That's it.
All right, planning board, you get Rich, anything from the planning board?
Our next meeting, August 11th, we're going to have Rep. Mark McConkey and Executive Councilor Joe Kenny come to the meeting to discuss land use issues. The public is welcome to come and throw any other questions at them.
There were 2 significant changes to zoning this year. The town has to permit building on a Class 6 road with some restrictions. And detached ADUs are now allowed. Both of those things are not allowed for our current zoning. The state has mandated that they are allowed. So we'll be changing our zoning to support that. Maybe some other restrictions on it that we're allowed to do, but that's part of the discussion, I think, for next week when we have these gentlemen here. The idea was we want to stimulate development, and that was the solution that they came up with in Concord.
Just out of curiosity, and maybe you can't even answer this question, but if it goes in as a warrant article to modify the zoning and it fails, what does that mean?
You can't override the state. The state takes precedence. But one thought that I'll bring to the planning board is, given you can have a detached ADU, do you think it's wise to require a driveway to that detached ADU? If it's back 300 yards, is that a consideration?
Okay.
Things like that.
So there are conditions that we can apply at the town level.
Safety issues, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes.
Ed?
The other part of the reason why that passed the legislature is not only to foster more housing, it's also to protect private property. A lot of people were disgruntled that the state got involved with local planning. But if you look at it the other way, is when local zoning starts to restrict your constitutional rights, the state should step in and make sure it is reasonable that you allow people to do so. If you want to reasonably put restrictions on that zoning change, like a driveway, it cannot be to stop someone from building it. That's my little comment there.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next is the road agent.
May have noticed we got our paving completed for
Looks good.
Holly Lane, Roberts Road, and Sanborn Road. Also, the chip seal was done on Stoneham Road on Monday. They'll be back on Saturday morning early to sweep up the excess chips. It has to sit for about a week, and then the excess chips will be swept up and hauled away. And the third part of our asphalt maintenance for the year was a reclaiming of a portion of Moose Mountain Road, and I'm told that that could be any day. So look forward to the road getting a little worse before it gets better.
Okay. There could be restricted traffic flow during that period? One lane?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay. But it wouldn't be blocked off?
It wouldn't be closed altogether, just maybe some delays and restrictions, but
Okay.
nothing, it wouldn't be closed.
Chris, what are your thoughts on trimming the sides of the roads where they paved?
Yeah, that's in the works.
Are we gonna contract that, or?
No, I'll take care of that. I managed to get it done last year on what we paved, and I'm gonna get it done this year. Just a little slow going, that's all. The other thing I had was, a couple weeks ago, I sent you all an email about an estimate for the tumble down Dick culvert
Yes.
and a potential partial estimate for the bridge repair on Moose Mountain Road. And just curious if you all had a chance to take a look at that.
Yes.
And any comments on it? And again, it's just an estimate. That's the engineer that worked for Stratford Regional Planning and did the preliminary work through them on that culvert on Tumble Down Dick Road. And I just contacted him. I said, hey, can you give us a ballpark estimate of what you think it's going to cost to continue the project? And
So my thoughts are, I don't know what these folks have, we do have money in a trust fund to support some of that work. I suspect we have enough money to support half of it, the 200 and 175.
half of one project or both?
We're looking for 400,000. I think we have 150 in the trust funds about. So we're halfway there.
Yes.
So the question would be, what are the next steps? Are we ready to put a warrant article in to get some money is my question. I don't know where you stand on that.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I think it's going to be a pretty involved discussion. So I'd like to set aside another meeting devoted just to that discussion. If you guys are available on Thursday the 14th, is it something that you can support? And Chris, you as well, you would have to do that. Of course, it would be a public session, it's not a private session.
Yep.
Okay?
All right, 6 o'clock?
Yep.
That work for you, Chris?
Yeah.
All right, so we have to post that, and we'll meet and discuss.
14th at 6.
Yep.
Is there any other information you'd like to have gathered before that meeting?
Okay, we'll put our heads together and try to give you a list. Each one can work individually. Send you an email and ask you questions.
Well, I'll get asking some now. How involved is the state going to be with some of these permits is a question, right? We for the Tumble Down Dick project, we're really hitting the wetlands. So what resources can we pull on from the state on that? Your report indicated that they were pretty willing to work with us.
Yeah, so the discussion revolved around the DES official that was out there.
Yep.
He said, we don't want to put any undue burden on the town. We want to work to make this as easy as possible within the law. So they could hold the town's feet to the fire to perform every last step here, or you could go with a modified design in order to kind of bridge the difference between an all-out. For the Tumble Down Dick project, if the state was to enforce their will, they would require a bridge for that. Pretty substantial bridge because of the seasonal water flow.
Yep.
And his indication was, obviously it's a small town, no one has the money to put into a bridge on a dirt back road like that, so why don't we go with a modified design that would be less expensive. So in terms of money, I think the state's contribution is being a little easygoing. I mean, they're not gonna help out unless we got on the 10-year plan and got, waited another 10 years to get on some sort of funding list, but they're just willing to make it easier on us. So the financial burden is gonna come from the engineer doing the design work and the permitting.
Okay. Okay, I'll hold until.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right. Thank you. You got anything else, Chris?
No, that's it for now.
Hey, Leah?
All right, I got a couple things. So Brad did install the shelf in the server room to protect all the electronics from pipe bursts. Finally, so that's good. As far as office chairs, I found a place in Hampton where I can go and try some out. Whereas Staples just has like at-home chairs to try out. They don't have like actual office chairs. So I'm hoping to get down there next week to check it out, and then I can bring some prices to you and whatnot.
And please swing by Staples, they have plenty of these chairs on display.
I know they have these chairs,
Oh, what chairs are you talking about?
ones that get actual use in the offices that won't fall apart in a year. Like these ones, I know you guys have been using them for a long time, but you're only here a couple hours here and there. They're not constantly sat in and dragged across the floor and used every day, like all the ones in the offices. We need the ones in the offices to be a little heavier duty and last longer.
They gotta be a little more ergonomic too.
Yes, that
That's
too.
probably an issue. I think there's a difference.
Just because I'm looking doesn't mean we're gonna go buying stuff. I'm just going to look and then bring you back some options. I believe I've gotten everybody back on that VPN, working with John Rich, though I'm not sure about Kate. I forgot to ask her today.
I don't know if she, I haven't asked her, but
She doesn't seem too antsy about it anyway,
No.
so it'll get done when it gets done. My office will be closed next Wednesday. I have a training in Concord, so I won't be here then. And I have a townhouse use application for you guys from Karen for Thursday, September 4th from 10 a.m. to noon, and Saturday, September 6th from 9 a.m. to 3. It says a didactic presentation and hands-on painting dolls. The way that Karen described it to me, it's a presentation about Russian nesting dolls, and then the woman would come back and have people paint their own. So here is that application for you guys to approve, or not.
They're saying that they will do the cleanup.
Yes. I've seen Karen's work, it's pretty good.
So it's a Thursday and a Saturday.
Yes.
And Karen, you are one of the contact people?
Mostly Lois Hall, but yeah. Co-chairs.
So is it actually going to be painting
Yes.
on canvas? Or?
On dolls. Just decorated, yes. I can never say the word. They're wooden dolls.
Nesting dolls.
Yeah.
So the use would be the kitchen, tables, and chairs. No dishes, no coffee pots. Okay, is this a non-profit? Or is it?
New Hampshire Arts Society, I believe. It's New Hampshire Arts Society, I think it is. The only fees will be related to the if anybody wants to do a doll, some materials for the doll and paint fee.
All right. Do you have any thoughts or any questions? Okay, I'll accept the motion to approve. 9/6.
9/6 from 10 a.m. to noon and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, motion made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Made and seconded. Any other discussion?
Yes, I have a discussion. I don't think this should come to the board. I think we should authorize Karen, we should authorize Lee to make the decisions based upon availability. If there's an issue, bring it to the board. I mean, now we're managing the rental of the townhouse.
Yeah, but you guys have been kind of,
So
you've been approving the use.
Can-
I understand you
can
not.
I make my comment?
Sorry.
So I just don't think this type of stuff should come to the board. That's my comment.
Well, we asked just recently to have this.
Yes, and now we've done it twice, and that's my input.
Okay, so we'll just like follow up. You're not seeing value added by having us go through it?
Lee has already checked. It's available, it's reasonable. If there's any issues, bring it to the board.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, next on the list, Karen.
Yes, I wanted to ask if the selectmen would approve a new printer for the town clerk's office. I have one recommended by John, and the price is up to $299. I think I can get it for $199 on Amazon. But I need a multi-feed copier, so that when I have customers and have to send something to the DMV immediately, I can scan multiple copies. So that's the necessity for it. The current copier that I have, I spoke with Rose, and she can use it in the tax collector's office so that she wouldn't have to leave her office unattended to go use the big copier when she needs to do receipts. So we'll just kind of be moving a copier over, and then I'll get a new one.
Okay.
Got a question? This is not a refurbished, this is brand new.
No, there was a refurbished one,
Yes,
and I
yeah,
asked that
yeah.
no,
This is-
and that's the reason I'm hesitant, like right now, I've looked at this one on Amazon and it looks okay, but that's why I'm asking up to $300, which is the sale price by HP, and there is one on Amazon for $299. But that's also the HP sale price. So that's why I want to look a little more closely, but it might be as much as $299. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'll make the motion. Chris?
Can I just make a comment that I think it may be a wise decision with some of this office equipment to start using an office supply or a more localized place where you can get this stuff from, because when the stuff breaks, it's essentially junk. And I think if you go, you may pay a little bit more up front, but they offer programs to replace them and to repair them, or in some cases bring you something to use in the meantime, like the main copier here. And I don't know what the difference in the cost is, but I feel like that should be a consideration so you have a little recourse. If you buy something online, it's great if it's for your house and it doesn't work or you have a problem with it, so what, right? You take a chance, but if it's something that you're using every day, especially in a case like this where it's important for the process of anyone coming in to register or the process of running the office here, I think that trying to find a more local office supply would make some sense.
Good point. That's a good point.
I don't know what that is. I'm just saying, my experience, my personal experience with stuff, buying online is okay if you don't need it, but if there's something you need, it's worth paying a little extra for to get some backup.
We do have the option too of, if it does fail, removing or putting the one from Rose back into that office to get through it. Your point's well taken. We don't have anything like that lined up, except for this big printer. We do have a contract, right?
We bought the printer and the copier outright.
Oh, we bought it outright?
We bought it outright.
Okay. So it's just a service contract on it? That's a little bit different situation than what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's my point though, is do have some service available for that machine where these other ones, you're really left on your own, and just a thought. Just from my own experience in my own business, I've kind of given up on the cheaper route because it's burned me several times.
Personally, I agree with you. I don't buy stuff like this from Amazon. I go to a local shop because I can go back and talk to them. Trying to talk to Amazon is very difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
Even Staples would go back.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Even Staples would help you out if you had a problem, right? So I would consider looking at that angle.
All right. Karen, oh, wait a minute, did we settle that problem?
No, she's just, yeah.
I don't know if you approved.
There was no,
No.
you didn't vote on approving her or anything.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Not regarding this. Did you want to vote on this and then I'll mention my other?
All right, then the motion, was the motion made?
No.
All right, I'll make a motion that we authorize Karen to spend up to $300 on a copier. I'm not saying they have to use Amazon, we'll consider the Staples option as well. For a copier to be placed in her office, with hers then going to Rose to help Rose out in her office.
I will second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion?
And make it $400 and don't go to Amazon.
Yeah, and that's from HP too, so.
Why? Okay, 300's enough.
Do you want to amend it?
No, she said 300's enough from HP.
Okay.
As long as I get it before it goes off sale.
Okay, motion made. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. What else you got, Karen?
The Municipal Records Committee will be we're meeting every other month now, and our next meeting is on August the 26th at 6 p.m. Oh, I just wanted to mention, the credit card machine, the credit card system's working really well. It's decreased the amount of cash in our office, but it's also helped, people don't have to run to the ATM machine and come back with cash. So it's really, a lot of people are starting to use the credit cards in the town clerk's office, and everybody's really thrilled when they find out that we have that option now. So thank you for that.
It's good feedback. Thank you. All right, what else you got, Karen?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, Joanne?
Yeah, just the manifest. I did send you, I emailed, excuse me, an expenditure report to each of you, and I posted it on the web. That's all. Thanks.
Okay. We'll get to the manifest in a second. ZBA, we do have a public hearing on a case scheduled for August 26th. And we're trying to work out some details to try to get a site visit scheduled prior to that.
And can I do the trustees?
Trustees.
We have
Oh, I'm sorry.
just a quick
Did I skip
item.
you?
The trustees of the trust funds has received a check from the Kingswood Lake Association for $200 towards the Scholastic Achievement Award. The trustees manage that, not the selectmen, but I wanted to make you aware of the donation.
Okay, that's good. We need to add trustees of the trust fund to the list. Sorry about that.
Mr. Chairman, what was the zoning public hearing for?
It's for a variance for a structure on a class 6, with frontage on a class 6 road.
Thank you.
Okay, correspondence is next. We do have a letter from CASA. If you recall, we made a donation to CASA, I think at our last meeting, maybe the first meeting in July. And they sent us a thank you note. I'll just read quickly. On behalf of all of us at CASA of New Hampshire, I want to extend our deepest thanks to the town of Brookfield for your generous $500 donation. We're truly grateful for your belief in our mission. Our contribution plays a direct role in helping us recruit, train, and support volunteer advocates who serve as a voice for victimized children across the state, including right in your own community. These trained volunteer associates stand by children in court, ensure their needs are heard, and work hard and work towards safe, permanent homes where they can grow and thrive. Your town's support not only sustains this vital work, it sends a powerful message to those children that they matter, and that they are not forgotten, and that their communities care about their well-being and their future. Please extend our thanks to the voters of the town of Brookfield. Proud to work with the community members who work on changing the stories of the children every day. Marcia Sink, President and CEO of CASA. We also have a tax abatement. This is from, you use the names on this, map 8, lot 3A, 39 Clark Road. A veteran's tax credit was inadvertently removed from the assessed value of that building, and the owner is asking to reinstate that. The required documentation has been provided to Rod Wood, our assessor, and he is approving it and recommending that we also approve the abatement. It would be an abated amount of $125, and it would be a result. Abatement amount $120 would be granted in 2024. The veteran's tax credit was removed in error. Okay. I'll make a motion that we authorize the abatement of $125 on map 8, lot 3 alpha.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. The next item that came in was a wetlands permit application. We as a board do not have to approve this. It goes to the Conservation Commission. It is for map 26, lot 6.
What's it for? What's it for?
It's essentially replacing an existing dock that sits on the top edge of the wall that acts as the edge of the pond, the edge of the lake. So there is a requirement for our Conservation Commission to sign off on it and make sure it gets into Frank's box. And let him bring it to the ZBA. They'll meet on the 13th and they can discuss it there. Okay, do you want to do the manifest, or do you want to go into?
I have a whole bunch of stuff yet,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
so whatever we want to do that.
Yeah. Go ahead, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I guess the first is we went down the path last year of trying to talk about an expansion to this building, and I sensed that wasn't going anywhere with limited support, so I suggest that we table that, and we put all the documentation that's been created, drafts and whatever, into the archives. And it was recommended that we put that into the meeting minutes so that people can find them in the archive in the future. So we can just table that work.
For the expansion?
For the expansion, that was the sense I had. We didn't support that, so I think we could officially turn it off.
I don't know if I'm ready to pull the trigger on the reason why, Rich, is that there is somebody that is being considered to look at the overall space needs, and I just want to make them aware that is there, not that we're going to do it. But before we lock it up in the vault, just let them see it. Or maybe we just make a copy and say, here, this has been locked away.
Whatever you want.
We do something like that. But your point would be that it goes into the archive vault.
And we're not supporting it.
Right, oh, right, that's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Next item. Last year we talked about in the winter, a winter parking ban. It is now getting time to think about winter parking bans. So I drafted I didn't go ahead and get you to sit up.
Well, I would just remove the term winter,
Then I have to throw this away.
scratch it out.
So, well, this is pretty, I'll read what I have, and I think it's what we talked about in the past. I'll tell you what it says. It says from December 1st to March 31st, there's no parking on a town road or within the right-of-way. I pushed on that, but that was our consensus, that we don't want parking on the roads or the right-of-way in the winter. So if we have concurrence on that, we need to make this an ordinance and have a hearing.
We have a winter maintenance policy. Can we
Yes.
simply add this language to that?
We need an ordinance to make it enforceable. So I'll have a copy from Wilson on that also. So we have to decide whether we want to move forward with at least that one for this winter and get the signage up. And then I drafted a letter that we can put on the website that tells people, please.
Excuse me for one second.
Yes.
Can you add that to the August 15th agenda?
August 15th.
Thank you. That's our next meeting.
What?
Or, I'm sorry, not the 15th,
You're talking about
19th.
public hearing, or are you talking about?
She's going to add that to our agenda, the parking ban.
Oh, okay. Not a hearing, we're just going to discuss it. All right, so I drafted a letter, we're going to put it on the website, that reminds people gently to not park in the right of way and stay back, so when we have the wing on a plow, we don't get them. And I thought we could put this on the website also, if we move forward and give copies to the road agent, so that when he's plowing, he has an opportunity to drop a note to him, or we can write the letter. So I have those two items, and I also have that non-public. I think that's all I had. Let me check.
These are all the same thing?
Yes,
Yeah, these are all the same thing.
Well, I made copies for people, okay.
Okay.
Is that the letter?
And this is the letter?
Yeah, that's different heading.
Yep.
Let me check to see what we say here. Yep, that's my list, other than non-public.
Is it necessary to put signage up?
I would.
As well?
I would. Come into the town, no parking.
Yeah.
December 1st.
I think it should be, right? Is that workable for you, Chris? Winter parking ban signs?
Yeah, if you tell me where you think they should go.
It's supposed to warm morning, there's a lot of roads.
We can put them, any place where you come into the town of Brookfield, there's a town line sign there. You put them on that. Something like that. I think posting it on the website would be a good thing too, if we move forward with it.
Yeah, so that would require a half a dozen signs with that plan versus 40 signs or whatever the number might be to post
Yeah,
on every road.
Yeah. might get away with 6. Maybe a couple more, but
Yeah.
Does the
Significantly
town own
fewer.
those signs or does the state? And they
Town.
need state permission. You put them on 109.
we don't have any town, this would be for town roads, not for
Town
state
roads.
Okay, I'm just asking. He said we're into town, and the biggest road in the town is 109.
You can still put one there, but we can't enforce anything on the town, on the state roads.
I wouldn't put anything on the state roads. I would limit it to our own roads.
Okay.
All right, what else you got, Rich?
That's all I have.
Good, other than Port Austin? All right, you want to do the wetlands, I mean, the manifest, and then we'll go into October?
There you go.
Originally.
Okay.
Oh, I had to do something else, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you had to do that.
I think we have a couple of thank you letters that we have to generate. We have a thank you letter to Nick, whatever his last name is, for building a kiosk for us.
Look on this, I can provide you with that information.
And I think we need a thank you letter to the Kingswood Lake Association for their donation.
That maybe should come from Heritage.
Yes. And the trustees. Yeah. We'll get you the proper address.
I mean, I'm
I
just,
understand. Now I think I'm done.
Okay, good. All right,
Wait, so Heritage or the trustees are gonna take care of the second one? Or do you guys need a second letter?
Yeah, there's one to Nick, and then one to Kingswood Lake.
Okay.
Nick comes from the select.
Okay, well, they could both come from this, so it doesn't matter if it comes from Heritage, it's just that we had to accept the money, so we can say thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the kiosk.
Yes.
Okay.
you ready?
I think.
CAI Technologies for the tax map maintenance, $262.50. Charter Communications, $99.98. Cybertron, we have 2, one for $3,150, which is for the Barracuda backup appliance. The other one for $1,000 for the iDrive cloud backup for 10 computers. Eversource, $150.64 and $24.85. You with me?
Yep. 175.
Yep. JEM Cleaning Services for cleaning the town house, $100. Kimville Construction, this is 2 and this is for the previous weeks, July 28th and July 28th and July 20th. Okay, $3,367.50 and $450. Total of $3,817.50. With me? Leah Gage she purchased the state and national flag, $127.59. They've been put up, I believe.
Oh, yes, I forgot to report that.
Yeah. Mary Lou McLean for ice cream social supplies, $127.10. That comes out of the Heritage Fund. Dues for New Hampshire government finance officials, for me, $60 for membership dues. Porter office machines, $71.98. Roberta Holland for American flag for the new cemetery, $59.99. Bob Servasic for Vietnam grave marker, $67.60. That's what I have for that manifest. Read the total.
Sure.
So the total of this manifest is $9,119.73. I have a few more.
Yes, you do.
So this one was for Core Logic, which is a, I believe, I don't know, it might have been this, it's a request from the tax collector. I believe that maybe the property was sold and there was some escrow overpayment of taxes. We reimbursed Core Logic, I guess they reimbursed the owner of the property, I don't know, $629.42. It was requested by the tax collector.
It was a tax overpayment,
Okay,
not an abatement.
not in the abatement. So that was that. And our last one,
Wait, so that was a manifest on its own?
yes,
Can you give me a name?
$629.42.
Sorry.
Consolidated Communications, $142.04. Gov Connection, $253.80. Interware Development, $410. This is for the purchase of the credit card machine. Jeff Greenlaw, $108.34 for his cell phone and mileage for the month of August. Kinville Construction, $2,017.50. Staples for office supplies, $56.98. And that is it. I do need you to sign checks, just the other ones were signed, those were missed.
Okay, and that came to $2,988.66.
Did you sign? I'm sorry. Everybody signed but Ed, right?
Leah, have we heard anything from White Mountain on propane?
Oh, I thought about that.
No, but last year they got to me in September and didn't want me to bug them until then, so I'm waiting until then.
You have it on your
Yes,
list, right?
it's on my radar.
I figured you probably did. You going to non-public then?
And you can go home.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I found us.
I see
Oops,
that.
you need this one as
Yes,
well.
you did sign.
All right, I'll make a motion that we go into non-public session for RSA 91A 3-2 Alpha and Juliet. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call vote.
Byfield, yes.
Scott here, yes.
Blacker, yes.
7:15.
I'm running to the bathroom quick before we can.
$7:47.
Thank you. And I'll make a motion that we seal the minutes to the non-public meeting for a period of 5 years.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I believe that is all we have. I'll accept the motion to adjourn if somebody would like to make that.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Now.
Yeah, now the meeting starts. Public says, Ed, you keep that camera on.
Okay, you signed everything? No, we gotta do the notes.
So no budget discussion.
Pardon?
No budget discussion.
Not tonight.
Plenty of time.
It's gonna go by quick. All right, this is the abatement.
Is that the CASA letter?
That's the cost.
Okay, thank you.
You need the envelope?
No, it's a refund. Oh, this is an
No, that's
abatement.
the abatement for the veterans
Yep,
tax.
yep, abatement, I'm sorry. Yep.
is
Liz, the state has auctions for
This
office
is
furniture.
use of the
Did you check out
municipal.
any of that?
building.
I have not checked them yet.
Because they have office chairs, so they're not these chairs, I think that's what
This
Pam
is
looked at.
PA 28,
They have
not being
auction
used.
houses that do that.
I'd be nervous they're in the same state our chairs are now, but it's worth looking.
No, some of them are actually pretty good.
All right.
Because they sell the cubicles and they sell everything. It's either a state or if you just do a search for auctions, office furniture.
All right.
You working on that? We didn't talk about that.
Thank you. I just deleted an email from some state
Okay,
auctioneer
Wakefield
today
Police
thinking,
Department.
I don't need that.
Authorizing the new officer to patrol in Brookfield. Yeah, I can see that on the agenda. Is that something that we missed? All right, we got meeting minutes from July 15th, public.
I don't know where this came from.
It was in the pile of papers, came over the way for me. This is July 29th, public.
It looks like this is just an FYI thing.
This is July 29th, non-public. This is July 7th, public.
Grab my sticky notes.
And this is July 7th, non-public.
Gave that back to you, you didn't sign it.
Oh, just doing this one. Yes, I did.
Just sign it.
These, um, we'll go there.
Thank you.
And I'll put this in Frank's folder, or Frank's mailbox.
Can you pour me a paper clip? Thank you. No, I can't.
We done, Doctor?
We are done.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's a tough time. Thank you very much.
7:53.
I'm coming, Mother.